All right, we got the recording started. So welcome everybody. It is time for Power Hour. Appreciate you all being on. It is, what day are we on? We are 7 days in, June 7th. So we are about a fourth of the way through the month. And hopefully you guys are off to the races, planting a lot of seeds for the month of June. I know we got a big event coming up tomorrow over the weekend for homecoming. So excited about that. I'm going to be flying out tomorrow myself and arriving in Chicago. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of folks in person that I haven't seen. If you see me, please come up, introduce yourself. Make sure you tell me your name. I'm not being rude. It's just there's a lot of people that come through on these little boxes. So make sure you come up and tell me who you are, and we'll be able to catch up, meet each other in person. And I love that part about these big events, being able to get together. It's going to be busy. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on at homecoming for you all that are making it. Make sure you get plenty of rest. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, plenty of sunrise. Don't forget your products. There is nothing worse than being at a Kyani event and you forgot all your stuff at home, and then you're that guy having to bum it off everybody else. So make sure you remember to pack all your stuff. For everybody that goes to that event, just if this is your first big event, I want to give you a couple quick tips on attending one of these. Make sure you bring yourself a little go bag. Make sure you've got snacks. Make sure you got some water in there. Chapstick. It's the silliest thing, but when you travel, you're going to get dehydrated, so bring some of that. And definitely make sure you got your sunrise and your nitro with you. Bring a couple extra and share it with somebody that's nodding off. Make sure you bring a couple good pens, and make sure you bring a notebook to be able to take notes. A lot of times they'll provide that, but I never leave something that important up to chance. So make sure you're bringing that information with you as well. It's going to be a great event. Going to be a lot of great speakers there. We've got Mr. Kirk Hansen coming into town. I just spoke with Skylar Stephenson today, actually, and he's on his way. I think he's already landed. So it's going to be a wonderful showing from corporate as well, just to give you an idea of how big of a deal Team Fusion is. So it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the event. All right, with that said, this is Power Hour. Appreciate you all being here. The purpose of Power Hour for our new folks is it's a way to get around the campfire. It's a way to be able to get in touch with other people that are doing this business, to be able to ask questions. It is very interactive. I know sometimes I'll get in on a training subject and go crazy on it, but it is for you guys to interrupt me. It's for you guys to ask me questions. And it's a place for you to be able to get answers and be around the group to be able to see what's going on. So the other thing is, make sure your video is turned on if you're in a place to do that. I love the interaction of being able to see everybody, let you know that they're human beings and they're not just little boxes that don't mean anything. So if you're in a good spot to be able to do that, please do so. So I'm going to open it up for questions like I always do. If you have any questions about anything in the business, just getting started, maybe you've been in for 2 years, not quite sure what to do, but absolutely jump in. And let's see here, Rosalie, internet connection unstable. So no worries, Rosalie. That's why we got it recorded. So if you miss it, you'll be able to check that out. So first off, any questions from anybody? Anything burning? Any questions? Any ideas, thoughts, anything like that? Go ahead and mute yourself, or put it in the chat session there if you don't have a microphone. I think everybody probably has one of those, but what are some questions that you have? First in the month, getting going here. Surely you have not hit all of your goals and everything you're looking for. What's something that's giving you trouble? Maybe a win. Maybe you had something that really worked out good here in the last couple of days. You want to share it with the group. I like hearing those as well, and so does everybody else. Anything from anybody on the group? This is where that awkward silence goes in while I wait for somebody to ask me a question. I've got staying power too. I can go all 50 minutes making up stupid little jokes here.
Hey, maybe just mention that Noser speaking. That was another cool speaker that's coming up.
Absolutely. We got a gentleman that's going to be there. Somebody actually Miss Jamie Lemon knows, and I've got to meet on multiple occasions. Met him earlier this week again. He is a dynamite powerhouse. He's going to be getting up on stage, rocking it on Saturday just before lunch. So whatever you do, do not leave for lunch early on Saturday. Don't leave for lunch early on either day. That'll be the major event that you would miss out on. So don't miss out on him. He is going to be a powerhouse. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing him. And so make sure you get that. Also, he's going to have books for sale, and he's got them for a heck of a discount. And he's actually autographing them too. And this is a guy, I don't know if y'all know who Deepak Chopra is. I don't know if you know who Brian Tracy is. I don't know if you know any of these names, but this is the type of people that this guy has written books with. That's the type of level of gentleman we're talking about. It's going to be on the stage, and it's going to be great having him up there with us. So make sure you, when you get to homecoming, make sure you order that book. And also, if for some reason that you're not making it to homecoming and you want to get a copy of that, that's going to be available on the Team Fusion store. So you'll be able to get that. He's offering it for a heck of a discount. So so make sure that's going on. So 4 of us are in a car about an hour from Chicago. That is awesome. Congrats, Barry and Sharon, Caitlin, and Lauren. I love that. If you guys are at a spot where you can unmute yourself, let me know whose team you're on and what group are you representing on your way up there to Chicago. Or text it to me back in the chat group. So that's great. Another thing I want to bring up, since we, let's see here.
Casey, can I ask a question?
Yes, you sure can, Betty. What you got?
I've been getting like the products that for 7 days, right? And then I follow up like 3 or 4 days. Does everybody do that or no?
Okay, so you're handing out the 7-day samples and then you're following up a couple days. Okay,
yes. Good. Is that correct? Is that a correct way to do it? Or
it is. It absolutely is. What I use those 7 days for, and when you first get started, it's what a lot of people do is they kind of hand them out to just anybody with a pulse, and that's okay. That happens in the beginning, but I make them earn it. I make them do something to get something. They've got to show me that they deserve me donating a $20 item to them, that they are worthwhile, and it's somebody that deserves to get one of those. So what I use it for is I use all of the samples as tasters. And the way I approach it is I tell them, after we go through our preliminary talk, we build rapport, we find out what it is that they want, and they mention health in some form or fashion. We pique their interest and say, hey, are you serious about, helping, I don't know, blood pressure that you were talking to me about? Is that something that you really want to fix? And they say, yeah, what do you got? I don't right then say, well, I've got a 7-day sample that I want to hand you so that you can try it out and see if it helps with your blood pressure. I don't ever go that path because 7 days is typically not enough time for somebody to be able to experience huge results in a short window like that. So what I use the product for is I use it for a taster. I use it for a way to maybe even reward them if they do what I'm looking for them to do. But the way I'll approach it is if they tell me something like that, and then let's use just blood pressure. I'm pulling that randomly out of the air. They say, I got some of those issues. Hey, you want to fix that? Yes, I do. What I say is great. Here's what I want to be able to do. I would love for you to try this thing out that we've got. It's going to absolutely make a big difference in what you're dealing with right there. We've got just tons of testimonies about that. If it would be able to help you with that, is that something that you would give a try? If I can show you how this is going to fix it, would you do something? I want to find out if they're serious about actually fixing it. If they just want to talk about it, I've got high blood pressure, but I'm not going to do anything to fix it. I'm just going to keep taking blood pressure medication until I die. Then there's not much we're going to be able to do to help them with that. But if they want to fix that, if they want to stop taking all those prescriptions, if they want to be able to change how that's happening in their life, then we've got somebody we can work with. Then what I'm going to do is say, look, we've got a money-back guarantee on this product. Why don't you just go ahead and give it a try, see what it does for you. Everybody's different. Let's give it 30 days, maybe 60 days, maybe even 90 days and see what it does. If it doesn't absolutely blow your hair back in 30 days, then we can simply send everything back, whatever you haven't used yet, and then get a full money-back return on what you put into for the product. And my business partner that's down in Houston, he'll actually pay for your shipping and handling. And that's me, and I will do that. And what that'll do is that'll make it a whole lot easier. It's also going to make sure that they're actually going to get a full 30 days and not just a 7-day. And then when they get done with the 7-day, go, oh, well, I didn't really feel any difference. You got to set the expectations correctly. You got to set in motion what it is that they need to expect. Now, you can tell them, look, you're most likely going to feel better in 7 days, but to really get the full benefit of this thing, we need to try it and get you going for at least 30 days. And that's why we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Then what will happen is some of them will just say, sure, sounds good. I had a guy that I did that today for Mr. James Allen. I recorded a video about how to make the link generator for that. Hopefully y'all took a look at that 4-minute video. But that was a real life thing. A couple thumbs up. People enjoyed that. Didn't know that. That's good. Wonderful. And that's how I did it with him. I got put on the phone with him to answer his questions. And he was like, yeah, man, let's do it. As soon as I get home, I'm going to do it. Where do I need to go? Let me send you the link. And then that home runned it straight to the business partner's website, and he's able to get signed up as a customer. I never mentioned a sample. I never mentioned a 7-day. Now, if he would have come back to me and said, well, there is no chance that I'm going to order this product sight unseen without at least tasting it. Okay, hey, no problem. If that's the case, if I get you a sample, if I'm not sure I'm going to give you a sample. See, I'm not begging. I got the golden goose. I got the goods. I got the fix here, not you. And since I've got that, let's see if you're interested in it. If I gave this to you and you tried it and you liked the taste, would you order a month's supply? I don't really know. Well, then no problem. What do you mean? Why would I give you a $20 bill if you ain't going to do anything with it? And that's how I'll approach them. And again, some people say, "Oh, that's pushing." No, it's not one. It's not at all. It's verifying that this people is going to actually do what they need to be doing to be able to help it. Because so many people, if you hand out something free, they're going to take it, and then they're going to set it on the drain board. They're going to set it on top of the microwave, and they're not going to do anything with it. And you might as well have just grabbed a cigarette lighter and grabbed a $20 bill and lit fire to it. That's what would happen there. So that's how I go about doing it. Now, is it that way all the time? No. There's plenty of people that I screwed up, handed them a 7-day sample without qualifying or doing anything. I just drove down the street and they had their window down in their car and I slung one into theirs and had my card attached to it. You can do that too. That's an approach. And sometimes that's going to work, but this is going to increase the chances. It's going to increase the chances on the person that you hand this to is actually going to become a customer, because all we want them to do is try it for 30 days. And the 7-day is a gateway into getting them to try it for 30 days. It's not about getting them to try a 7-day. It is not. And in fact, a lot of times what people do is they'll take the 7-day and they'll chop it up into a couple of 2-day packages and a 3-day package, so that it's rare that I'm going to hand them out the full week supply. They don't need a full week supply to be able to try this thing, because a full week supply, if you don't know if you like the taste after 2-3 times, 4 or 5 more days isn't really going to make that big of a difference. Now, is it a great package? Does it look beautiful? It's awesome. And so in certain circumstances, a high profile person, I don't mind giving them a 7-day if all those other things are in place. Betty, I know that was a whole lot, but I wanted to turn that to a training thing on top of answering your question. Did that help? Betty's like, man, that was too much information.
No. Thank you. No, it was great. I was still writing, so that's okay. Thank you.
I love to hear it. Any follow-ups to that? Any follow-up questions, or does that make sense?
That makes sense. I've just been too lenient with giving things away, and then, but I had one signed in on Sunday. So so I just have to do it a little bit differently. So now, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Again, and this goes for every video you watch me do. I could be wrong. It might not work that way for you. I'm good with that. I'm just telling you guys what I've observed, what I've seen, and my thoughts. Are there multiple ways of doing anything in this business? 100%. But I'm giving you guys in Power Hour what I have observed after almost a decade of doing this type of business, and what I see works the best, and that's why I promote that and I teach that. And it's just a little tweak. Again, I'm not trying I'm just putting some caveats tonight, because I know I got to do this every once in a while, because I can come across pretty hardcore in one direction and everything else is the dumbest idea ever. I don't want it to be that way. I am very, very keen on my direction of doing it, and I think through what I'm going to do, and if it doesn't hold up, it might sound great, but if it doesn't actually work, it's dead to me, and that's how I operate. So these are the things that I do. These are the things that I've seen. Are there other ways to do it? Sure. I'm always listening. I try them out. I truly do test them. I don't just say, oh, we tested it and one person tried it and it did, maybe it worked for them. That's not a test. So, but no, that's been pretty solid on the approach for the customer side, because you can hand out a lot of product, and that's not what we're trying to do. Now, does that bump up the volume? It really doesn't even bump up the volume too much with you get like 40 QV, I think, for like a whole box of those. So you're really not, it's not the QV that you're doing it for. You're doing it so that you can get them to have a taste of it. So, all right, let's see if we have any extra comments in there. All right. Oh, the whole group is Lauren and Chris's team. That's wonderful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Excellent. Glad you guys are tuning in, and glad you guys are almost there for your trip. And if you're in their group, maybe you're coming from Dallas, I would imagine. That's a long all up there. So good for you guys. We got a couple folks. I know Jake and Terry are on their way up there as well. So we're definitely going to have a lower turnout tonight because a lot of people have already flying out and are in transit. So, all right, let's open it up for some more questions. That was a great question, Betty. I appreciate you asking that and getting things started up. Who else has got one? Did I see, Brian, did you have your hand up earlier?
Yeah, man, I wanted to thank you for – can you hear me?
Yeah, got you, man.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you for putting that out on that video. I mean, I spent probably about 50 minutes today making between 25 and 28 links for my existing distributors.
Nice.
You know, I mean, these guys, I think they know it already, but if you go into that back office, like Casey said, and simply change the distributor number and then copy and paste it, check the link to make sure that it's going to the right person, then send it to that person. Simplicity is what these guys are looking for. Mm-hmm. And the easier us or we as distributors can make it for our new distributors for a copy and paste is golden. You know, because, you know, if you send somebody your page, you got to say, okay, hit the drop-down menu, hit categories, hit this, hit that, send them a picture. Where that link that you sent is pure gold, man. Yeah. I mean, it sends them straight to. All they got to do is add it to the cart. They go to checkout. They're in and out in 8 minutes or less, and they're done.
Yeah, cool, man.
And expand on what you were talking about with samples. Yeah, you can go through a lot of money quick in samples. So, you know, I'll give somebody a taste, you know, say, oh, yeah, that's good. Say, I'll tell you what, when I see your order come through, I'll give you a 4-day supply or a 5-day supply because that's about the amount of days it's going to take you to get your product. So that'll get you on the product. So you'll have actually almost 5 weeks. So if you don't like it, you can still have an opportunity to send it back. But I don't give it out unless I see the order come through, because that way I know they're serious and I give them the product.
I like it. I like it. Good add on there. That's good. And glad you like that link. I'm glad that worked out for everybody. And definitely add that into your launch. Make sure people know that so that it just, you know, simplicity, like Brian said, is such a key part of it, man. That's good stuff. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of simplicity, while we're waiting on the next question, I wanted to share something with you guys that put together and wrapped up today. So this is the template. We've talked about it for a little bit, and I wanted to share this with you all. I'm going to post this out. I got a lot of feedback from my leadership team and had some great thoughts on next steps on this. But so here it is. This is the battle plan, the plan on a page that we've talked about. This is our system boiled down and templatized right here so that you can take a look at it. So when you sit down with a brand new person, or maybe you're a brand new person in the business, or maybe it's time for you to build your organization. It's time to get some new people in there. Maybe the people that you brought on aren't plugged in, aren't doing what they need to do. Start here. Start here. Print this page. Print it 4 times. 4 times. You're going to have 20 of these boxes when you do that. 5 on a page. The first thing that you need to do, and I want you to write it down on every page that you've got, is I want you to write down your why. I want you to write down what your desires are on what you are trying to achieve with this business. What is that? Chances are there is something that you are looking for that a certain amount of money will probably help that come into existence and allow you to manifest that. So there's a certain amount of money that you need to make per month to do that. Now, I'm not talking, to cure world hunger and the be-all, end-all why here. I'm looking at the one that you want to hit next. What's the next thing that you want to hit? Something that is tangible to you, something that is real, something that you are hungry for and you desire. Write that in there. Write the amount of money that it's going to take to do that. Then go to the income disclosure document and figure out what rank it is that you need to hit. Is it Pearl at $659 a month? Is it Sapphire at $1,500 a month? Is it Ruby at $3,500 a month? Is it Emerald at $7,400 a month? One of those is probably going to be the thing. Now, if it's $14,000 to be able to get there, I'm good with that. Please hear me on this. But if you haven't quite made it to Sapphire or Ruby yet, don't put diamond numbers in there just yet. It's too far. Your mind can't get there. It's too many steps beyond. Okay? Make it something, break it down into something that's tangible and something that you can see yourself obtaining. Okay? Make this something that you can grab onto. And then put what that rank is and put that in that box. Then I want you to write it on every one of these pages that you print out. And it might change over time, and I'm good with that. Then simply put in the name of the person that you know that you haven't talked to in this business yet. Now, nowhere in there did I say prejudge. Nowhere in there did I say categorize. Don't do any of those steps. If you can think of their name, if their name pops in your head, write their name down. Don't give it another thought. Where people mess up on this step is they overthink it. If the name pops in your head, write their name down. Oh, they won't be interested in this, write their name down. Oh, they'll be so good at this, write their name down. Oh, they need this product so bad, write their name down. They can't afford this product, write their name down. Write their name down. Okay, everybody get it? Good. Next thing is write a little something about them. Write a little bio. Now, I didn't give you too much room in there. We're not looking for war and peace here. We're looking for just a little something about them, 1 or 2 sentences, and then put their phone number on the bottom. The next thing is, if you know this person well enough, and if you have enough rapport built with them already, you probably know which of these 4 boxes they're interested in. At least you think you do. Okay? And it could be multiple boxes. If they're interested in all 4, check mark all 4, circle all 4, whatever you got to do to highlight all 4 of those. If it's just one of those, highlight that. And then you got 2 lines there that you can write a little something about it. Talked to somebody earlier today, and their thing was they wanted a new house. And so I asked her, do you know how much it is you need to have per month to be able to get that new house? No, I haven't looked into that. My thought, honestly, just straight up, and I even told her that it's not that big of a deal to you just yet. You haven't made it real yet. It's a someday thing. Figure out what the cost is on this thing. Let's start making some plans. How do we get this house? That's what you want to dig into. You want to ask questions until you can get them down to something that's tangible, that you know what they want. Oh, I want more time. Well, no kidding. So does everybody. My dog wants more time on the planet. What are you going to do with it? What do you want to do with that time? Okay? And ask the good questions so that you can get into a real conversation, not a conversation about the weather. Once you've got that question answered to what you think is the answer, this is so key. So many of you guys will skip this next one because you're so darn sure of yourself, or you're basing it on what somebody says, and that's not always accurate. Okay? You heard them. They're just not what they meant. So you got to ask, hey, what I heard you just say, because mentally I'm thinking it's wealth because you talked about your daughter. Hey, if I heard you right, you just said that getting your daughter Susie to college is one of the most important things in your world right now. Did I get that right? Yeah. Is that something you want to fix, or is that something you're just mentioning to me? No, man, I want to fix it. Cool. They raise their hand. They're piqued. They're interested. They're curious. What do you got going on? And they go, well, one day I'll get to it. They're not interested. I want to get a new house. I'll get it someday. Not interested. That's not their thing. Keep asking questions. Get the thing that you can see them zoom in. I mean, they lean forward and go, all right, don't mess with me. What do you got? All jokes aside, #truth. What are we talking about here? That's when you know you've got something. That's when you've truly built rapport. And then when you think you got that far, then you ask them, I just heard you say that you want a house pretty damn bad. You know it's going to cost you $1,453 a month to be able to do so. You know the color of the front door. You know what type of barbecue pit you're putting in the back. You got this thing nailed down, don't you? Yeah. So you're serious about getting this house? Yeah. Why are you asking? That's when you put a check mark in the box that you pique their interest. Until they do that, until you verify their why, you're not done. You need to keep asking questions. Once you can put a yes in that box, then you move on to the next. They're going to say, why? What do you got? That's when you know you're done. Now you move down to the edifying past. You're going to say, what I got a guy you need to talk to. Why do I ask? Because I know somebody can fix that problem for you. You want to talk to him? If they say no, say, cool, no problem. Change the subject. Go back to asking more questions and figure out what their why is. But if it's a hot button, if you got rapport step figured out accurately and you verify it on the peak step, and then you want to talk to them, yeah. Who am I talking to? Well, I'm going to introduce you to Casey Salge. Then whoever it is you're going to introduce them to is the name that you're going to put there. If you don't know who that is just yet, say, I'm going to put you in touch with somebody. Let me get my guy all lined up for you. I'll text you and introduce you. And then you're going to put the name of who that is. And then when the three-way introduction step is done, which is done either to text message or it's done through Messenger, it doesn't need to be live in person on the phone call. That's not going to work. It doesn't mean to be, well, just call this number and this guy's going to answer and then he'll take care of it all. Don't do that either. You got to set up the edification step properly. It's not just pass, it's edify and pass. A lot of people miss the edification part. They don't give it enough thought. They just say, hey, this is Casey, he can answer all your questions. This guy knows everything. That's not an edification. That's a half-assed attempt at an introduction. It's not what we're there for. It's got to be something that puts the speaker on a pedestal. You're not doing it for me. I know what I've done. I know what I've accomplished. I don't need you to tell anybody else about it. They need you to tell them about it. They need that information so that their little mind will shut up and listen when I get on the phone with them. That's why you got to do the edification. Folks, this looks simple. This looks nice and easy. It is those two things, but I promise you the detail and the things that go in behind these simple little steps right here are so freaking profound. And you can discount this and I'm going to go do it my way. Do you, baby. Do whatever you want to do. But if you will sink in on this and you will become an absolute expert on these steps right here, you will make so much stupid money, you won't know what to do with it all. It is that powerful. So,
Casey, are you going to put it on Messenger so we can, so I can get it copied?
Sure am. What I'm right now, the current format that I have it in is in PowerPoint. Okay, so if you don't have PowerPoint, don't worry. I'm going to turn it into a PDF file or a JPEG or something like that. But the first thing I'll do is I'll post what I have, and then when I get some time, and I apologize for teasing you and showing you something that might not be ready in the other. As soon as I get a moment to be able to get that done, I'll save it as a another format, and I'm going to put it out on the Power Hour chat session, and I'm also going to put it on a couple other spots. You'll see it propagate on out there.
Okay.
Sorry, I actually just put it on. I just did it. I didn't realize that you're going to edit it again, or you don't.
No, I just need to get it in a format. Not everybody's got.
I put it in a PDF. Yep, I just did. It's in the Facebook chat for Power Hour. Yep.
Beautiful. Done
It's
for
in a
you.
PDF.
That's what I like to see right there. Nice work. Thank you. So it's already out there. It's sitting there waiting for you all right now. So then print this out. Now, don't just do one page, but I did it on this because it fits nicely on a page. You need 4 pages of this. I want you to have 20 names. And the simplicity of this is when you go through 20 and you do these steps and you do them accurately, I'm just going to go ahead and pretty much guarantee you're going to get 3 people in your business, probably a whole lot more than that. But if you don't get 3 out of this, we need to review what you're doing because something is not being followed correctly. I would venture that if you put 20 names on here and you go through these steps appropriately, you're easily going to run the power play, and I bet you can run the power play twice off of 20 new names in here. And the power play is 3 new business partners and 3 new customers. And I bet you could get 6 and 6 out of a group of 20. So print these out, print them out 4 times. You see I got plan on a page number 1, or you put in the number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Write your why. Here's the other thing. Some of y'all are going to be so lazy that you're not going to write down your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your desires in this little box. You're going to do it once. I don't need to do it again. I'm telling you, I write down my stuff at least twice a day. It's right here. I write my goals down twice a day. Some people write them down once in their life. I write mine down over 700 times a year. Who do you think is more likely that's going to hit their goals? That's all. It's the little things, folks. It's not anything profound. It's not anything crazy. It's just continuous, consistent, and persistent action in the right mindset. That's all it boils down to. Very easy to do, very easy not to do. I can't make it any easier to do than this. If it ain't working for you, you ain't following the system. If you feel that you are following the system and you're not getting your results, you must reach out to me. Or don't and blame it on everything else, and we're all going to know it was you not following the system. Okay? Now, does that sound harsh? It might. If it does, I'm okay with it. I want you guys to be successful more than I care if you think I'm harsh. That's all there is to it. I want you guys to blow this up. I want you guys to stop treating this like small ball. I want you to go for the gold, man. I want you to get out there and impact some lives. And this is how to do it. There's a lot of different ways out there. There's a lot of different thoughts and theories and explanations and different processes and those types of things. And look, that's fine. There's multiple different ways to come to the end result. I am going to pick the one that I believe is working the best, fastest, and most efficient, and for the long term. That's a very key statement that I just made there, for the long term. It's not about bottle rockets. It's not about some quick explosion. That's great. That's wonderful, and you can do a lot with that. But you're going to have so much attrition that comes with that. You got to have it with the relationship. It's not, nobody joins a company. They join people. You got to build your people. You got to make sure they know you care. It's not, we're not Walmart, okay? We're not a retail outlet. We're not a billboard. We are people helping other people, making recommendations, and we make recommendations to people that we know, love, and trust. Those are the types of names that you're going to put in there. Can you go on social media and find new people? Yes, but you have to first turn them into people that you know, love, and trust. And they have to know, love, and trust you also, at least one of those three things. So many people try to go out there, and I'll bring it up on social media as well. It's not about going out there and setting up a billboard on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. That's not what it's about. Some people go out there and they start posting Kyani this and Kyani that. Will you get people doing that? Yes, you sure will. One, maybe 3 out of 500 are you going to get, in my opinion. If you go out there and just say, oh my God, look at this great new stuff I've got, Kyani this, Kyani that, Kyani that. That's a billboard. If you get it out to enough people, will you get people in? Yes. There's a term called, if a blind squirrel goes through enough nuts, it's going to find an acorn every once in a while too. It's not what we're building. So when you're out there on social media, can you do this? Yes. Reach out on social media. Rekindle old relationships. The appropriate ones, by the way. Make sure you get out there with the people that you want to do business with and build a relationship with those people. Can you put certain things out there to get people's interest? Yes. But as soon as you do that, that's just so that you can have a conversation. Learn about them. Don't make it about telling them all about this. Now, if they just say, hey, just get straight to it, tell me this, go for it. See if you get lucky with a billboard. They might be interested in that. Chances are they're not going to be, and you're going to lose them. They're off they go. You're going to go through a lot of people because they're not trying to build a relationship in there. They're just in there kicking the tires. That's fine. That's an approach. But don't go out there putting – here's why. Because they're going to Google Kyani. And when they Google Kyani, they're going to see that it is a multi-level marketing company in some form or fashion. When they see that, they're going to know so much because they're so brilliant and their life is just so perfect and they understand so many things because their ego's in the way that they're going to, oh, I know all about that stuff. That stuff doesn't work. That's a scam. That's not going to, that's blah, 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 blah. And that's their terrorist doing this thing. That terrorist that's going to keep them poor. Your job is to build a relationship with them so that you can get past that, so that you can find out what they want. I had a guy, the guy I spoke about that I turned into a customer today. Not once did I go into the business with him. I probed to see what he was interested in and the business. He's commercial real estate dude. This guy does pretty well for himself. Not interested in the business. Is he going to be in the business? Guaranteed I'm going to bring him into the business. It's not time right now. He wants to know about the customer. He wants to know about the product. He's excited about the product. He's got a lot of back pain. He's got a lot of different things. Can't sleep. I was able to relate with him on that. He's going to be all in on it. When that happens, you think somebody that's successful like that's not going to put 2 and 2 together and figure out there's a business? Of course. His buddy is the one that introduced it to him. And then his buddy put him on the phone with me. He's thinking already. He's like, what the? That's never happened before. But right now he's just thinking about the product. He gets the product. It starts working for him. We're going to talk about the business. It's not about do I want him as a business partner right now? Yes. Yes, I do. I am trying to get our organization to diamond in a hurry. Will that help? Yes. Does it matter to me? No. We'll get to it when we get to it because this guy right now doesn't need to be a business partner. He needs to be a customer. Find out what they want. This is not a billboard approach. There are billboard approaches out there. Go for them if that's you. That's what I teach here. That's what we do here. It works so darn stinking well. People say, well, you guys haven't hit diamond yet. Yeah, but look at my number of customers that are in, regardless of the business partners coming in. Why? Because that's what we've built. We've made it about that. Will it take a little bit longer to get there? A little bit longer, but you're seeing the momentum pick up, and you're going to see some stuff blow up, because I know how long it takes, about 3 to 4 months for a batch of people to get this, let it sink in, get past all of their own nonsense that's going on, their little terrorists doing their thing. And when somebody gets this thing and they got it, look out. And then you see another explosion. And it's not a bottle rocket explosion. It is a continuous burn explosion. And then what that brings on, then those people take a couple months to be able to get everything clear. And it's just seeing repetition, seeing this over and again, over and again, over and again. And then all of a sudden, it blows up again. And all of that's happening constantly, because we didn't just plant one garden. We planted hundreds of gardens, folks. I know this. I've been in this industry long enough. I know what it takes to build it. Sometimes it goes fast. God bless them for fast, because that's cool to be able to see. But it's about what can the average person do, and can the average person make this work for them? And with this comp plan and with this structure, with 2 legs that you need to build, and the fact of it's all about running the power play, becoming a jade, being a jade factory, this makes jades. And out of those 20 people you talk to, and you get 15% of the people to come on board, which is extremely low, but let's say you just do that, that's 3 new people. And out of that, you're also going to get 3 customers. It's going to be inevitable. You've run the power play, you become a jade, and now it's about helping those people come to this little template here. You print out 4 more pieces of paper for each of the 3 people that you brought in. So print it out 12 times, 4 to this guy, 4 to this guy, 4 to this guy. Get them to write down their stuff. Get them to put their 20 names. Get them to find 15% success in following the system. And you're going to get 3 more people. You've made 3 more jades. Now you got 12 people on your team. Your 3 and the 3 that they each got of those 9. That's 12 people. You just hit pearl. If you just go help those 9 people come on board and print this out, 4 pages for them, that's 36 pages that you need to go to the copy machine on. Give 4 to each of those 9 people. If they get 1 person, those 9 people get 1. That's 18 plus the other 3, that's 21. That's 21 new people. That's Sapphire. And it didn't even go for 3. But chances are, if you do this right, you're going to get 3 new ones there too. That's 27 people plus the 9, that's 36, plus your 3, that's 39, plus you, that's 40. You're a Ruby, or just shy of Ruby. And then the customers come on board also, you're at Ruby. It's about the continuous march. Is that going to happen instantly? It's up to you. Can it? Yes. I have shown this to duplicate 5 generations in 3 weeks here in the last 3 weeks. This duplicates, and that's all that matters. It allows you to tap. If you look at this and you think about it like a vine growing down the side of a house, or however you want to visualize this, but if you start off with your desires and you let those spider out off of these 20 people going down, and what's going to happen is some of them's going to run into rock, some of them's going to run into thorns, some of them's going to hit bad ground, sandy ground, and some of them are going to get down into the good soil, and they're going to keep going. And if you can just get 3 of those tentacles to catch on, then what they're going to do is at that point, they're going to split out and they're going to go deep as well. And they're going to have 20 of theirs digging in even deeper. And out of those, some of them are going to go and putter out, some are going to go longer and go, and some aren't going to do anything. But if they can get 3, it's going to continue on. So if you think about this as your tree continues to grow and to build deep roots with this, that's what we call tap rooting. It's not about you bringing on 100 people. It's about you going through your list and finding 3 people that want something, that desire something. When you can identify it and you start with it in the rapport box, and then when they become a business partner, you're going to fill out their why box, and you just keep going, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening. Okay? Now, is this everything I need, Casey? It's everything you need to get started if you've got your senior business partner with you. Now, after the edify and pass, what happens? Is that it? There are other steps, but not what you're doing right now. It's up for somebody else to do that. They do the inoculation. And then after that, there's going to be a presentation. And after the presentation, there's going to be overcoming objections that they're going to have. And that's going to just be things that are going to happen. And then once they're going to do that, they're going to enroll. Now, it doesn't always happen straight in a line. There's going to be follow-up that's going to happen. That's something for you to do. That's why you have this list. That's why you want to make sure once it goes to Edify and pass and it's been done, yes, then what you need to do is you've got somebody now that warrants their own sheet of paper. On this sheet of paper, you just need a sheet of paper, you're going to write down what the next step is and when it needs to happen. And then when that next step, which is follow up, did you get a chance to watch the presentation? Or did you get a chance to talk with my expert, with my advisor? Yes, great. What did you like best about what he said? Wonderful. Did he mention to you about watching a presentation, or were you ready to get started? Oh, you're not ready. You need to see some information. Great. Let's make sure we get you registered for the next webinar. Or watch this recorded video that's sitting out on Power Hour at the top. That's a YouTube link. Let me just send you this link. I put that out there today also. After they get done watching that, you need to follow up with, hey, did you get a chance to watch that video? Great. What did you like best? Oh, I like that too. Yep, I like that too. You ready to get started, or do you have any questions? You ready to get started? Great. Enrollment. Shut up, enroll. Now that they've been enrolled, okay, now, congratulations, welcome to the team. What we need to do is make sure we get you launched. We need to have you watch this pre-video first, and then after that, we need you to fill out this form, this one right here, and then we're going to sit with you and we're going to launch your business. Those are the things that are going to happen down the road. But don't worry about those things right now. That's when it's just absolutely easy. You just put your senior business partner to work. They'll be happy to help out on that part. This is what you need to do. When you get past this, though, get a piece of paper and follow up on what those steps are, where you're at. I'd love to see people start walking around literally. This sounds so cheesy, but get a manila folder, the most simple manila folder, and put on it your FBI top secret files or whatever you want to call it, something that has some meaning to it. Put a picture of your why on it. I don't care, whatever you got. And carry this around. This is what's going to get you your why. This is what's going to get you your desires. Carry that sucker around. Do you carry your wallet around? Do you know where your wallet is? Do you carry that around? Yeah, why? Because it's important. It's got stuff in it. Well, carry this thing around. This is what's going to get you there. Your job, this badge that I carry, not getting me there. What's going to get me there? This is going to get me there. That's what you need to carry around. Carry it with your keys. Fold it up. Put it in a folder. I don't carry it with you. Make sure it's with you all the time. If I run into you on the street and I say, "Where's your list?" Here it is. Here's my orders. Here's the way I'm going to take the mountain. Do that. And then have a file for each person if they get down to the Edify and pass. If they get there, great. If not, put a little X above them, do something to be able to say, nope, they didn't make it that far. No problem. Do you ever talk to this person again? Yes. Here's the deal. Burn the boats. Burn your ships, but don't burn your bridges. Burn your boats that this is going to happen. Just sell out to the fact this is going to happen. But don't burn your bridges to people. Just because they're not ready right now, guess what? There was a time when you had your head stuck up your rear also. We've all been there. We knew better than everybody else. We didn't listen. We didn't have it. We didn't have it all squared away. Have some compassion for them. Now, does it irritate me? Oh, absolutely. It irritates the mess out of me. But then after I get over myself, because that's me getting irritated, then I look at them and I said, man, I remember being there. That sucks. So are you going to write them off? No. Reach out to them. This is why you need a second manila folder. And in the second manila folder, that's your drip file. And you need to have a little page here with their name on it, and you need to have the date on when you need to reach out to them. Put it in your phone for a reminder. Put it in your diary, whatever you need to do to keep up with that. You figure out what's best for you. Some people like the technology for that. Again, people are like, dude, it's paper. Are you serious? Yeah. Why? Because it's easy. It's duplicatable. How many people get hung up on the technology side? How many people are having fun with Kyani Pro right now? It's great technology, cool stuff. It's a pain in the butt. How many of y'all remember the Team Fusion app? It's a pain in the butt. Great idea. Looks good on paper. It's not working. That's okay. They'll figure it out. They'll get there. When they do, it's going to be great. Google Chrome, it's awesome. I love it. There was a day when Google Chrome didn't do what you needed to do. Put it on paper. put it in your drip file, and keep on rolling. Who in the world? Van, there is somebody that broke into your house. You need to call the cops. Holy smokes. It's good to see you, buddy. Glad you're there, John.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good, man. You know I'm going to give you noise, right?
Yeah, I know.
Glad you're on, man. Good to see you. Awesome. So everybody good with what I'm throwing down there? Any questions on that? Anybody confused on how to use the plan on a page? It's some high-tech stuff, baby. All right. Let's see here. Oh, we got all kinds of chat sessions here. Let's see here. All righty. Thank you, Jamie, for doing that. Oh, good, David. Glad you liked what did you see in there, David, that you saw that opened your eyes? I didn't see when you posted that, so I've been talking for a while. What part got your attention? If you still on. Let me see if I can unmute you, David. I got you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, David, what part on there opened your eyes?
Well, I mean, I was putting the ad on the internet, like.
Oh, putting the Kyani ad type stuff out on social media. Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. And here's the deal: everybody has thought about it or has done it. So no sweat on that. It's just the key on that is you don't want them going out Googling that, and then they think they know everything, and they haven't gone through the process yet. So no, that's good. Good. I'm glad that helped. All right. What other comments did we have? Jamie Hartwell asked the other night, you said something about 12 months to BBB removed. So what I said on that, so the question is, I had mentioned the other night about after 12 months and a business partner not doing anything, they get removed from the organization. So that is, I think, the letter of the law, but it's not something that you see enforced very often. So to make sure you don't even mess around with that and play with that, what you want to be able to do is make sure that a business partner for them to remain a business partner, there needs to be a transaction of some amount of QV at least once a year. And that's going to keep them live, if you will. Okay. Now, to be qualified to actually get paid on what goes through the organization, you need to make sure that you have at least 100 QV if you're a Garnet and below. You need 150 QV if you are a Jade and above. Okay. And that can be accomplished by simply 2 customers with the Triangle of Health on auto ship. We'll do that at 80 points a piece. You can get a potato pack. You can get fluoresce. All sorts of things will kick you over that. Some of the scholarship items that they have right there will kick you way over that. So that's all you need to be able to be qualified. But you need to at least purchase something if you've got a position to make sure it stays alive and active at least once every 12 months. Now, I think they'll keep it around for 2 years before they'll do any purging. And then I don't know if they'll even purge it unless there's some reason to, or they're doing some things in a leg or in a line for any reason. So it's not something that they really go in there and are just waiting to kick people out. That's not what they're about. But at some point they're like, you're not really doing anything, and the store's been boarded up, and stuff's hanging off the roof, and yeah, they're probably not going to be open for business. Jamie, does that answer it? Cool. All right, other questions? Y'all like that plan on a page? Yeah? Okay, cool. Good. I think what that's going to do is it's going to further help. It's almost like a worksheet type thing that's going to cause them to understand the system even more. It's one thing when it's theory and I talk about it and draw the pretty pictures, my messed up boxes on the screen, but hopefully this is going to be something that gets people to sit down and take action. So she said that she was going to put it out on Power Hour, on the Power Hour chat channel. So you should see it out there. Okay, what questions do we have? No questions.
Casey,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I wanted to add to what you were talking about. I think the big thing that a lot of the new people and even people that's been in for a while don't get is stability building has a longer duration than speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody wants to get to Pearl. Everybody wants to get the Sapphire. You know, yeah, they want it yesterday. But you, as well as I, have seen plenty of people that shot up to Sapphire and Ruby and then did not have the duplication and then turned around and aren't even hitting Garnet at this point in time.
Yep.
So I think what they need to understand is, you know, as well as I have, I've built multiple companies, and stability comes and longevity comes from building with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out here that want to go really fast, but fast is not the key. Stable is the key. Getting the people in, getting them launched, getting the customers, that is what is going to duplicate their income month after month after month instead of that bottle rocket. Sure, shooting up the Pearl or Sapphire and then crashing down to Jade or, you know, even lower for the next how many months. So I can appreciate, and so can you, everybody that wants to go fast, but fast is not always great. I mean, yes, if you can get the diamond quick, then, I mean, more power to you. But the stability and the predictability of your residual income is going to be based upon how well you duplicate your system within your organization.
Yep.
And I think that is so powerful that you're teaching that. And I really think that the people that are on here need to understand how important that is.
Yes.
It's not speed. It's stability. It's
Yep.
the foundation of the organization. Any building built on sand is going to tumble.
That's right.
Build it on concrete, it's going to have the duration and the longevity that these guys are looking for that stable, reoccurring income over and over.
Yep. I love what you're saying there. I want to add back on to that. Thank you, Brian, for that, because that's a really good topic. And I want there, when we talk about that, a lot of people go, okay, thank goodness. It doesn't have to go fast. I don't suck as a human being because I didn't go, you know, Sapphire in my first 31 days. Because that's a difficult thing to come in, assimilate, figure out what's going on, and do all those things. And like you said, you can get into a batch of people that are just, you know, heck yeah, let's go. And that's that fear of loss and the momentum and all that. And don't get me wrong, and that's what I'm going to talk about right here. That's not a bad thing, but the key distinction is that if it goes up fast and it doesn't have that rebar and the mortar in between the brick, you can put a whole bunch of bricks up real fast, real tall, and then it doesn't take much to knock it over. That's what he's saying. But the other cool thing, what I love about what we have, and from the simplicity of what that template is going to cause to happen in this organization, which is not just, it's not the catalyst, it's the continuation, and it's the next phase of this that I'm putting into place, is that I know this system is already bulletproof. It's already been proven out too many months in a row. What's so powerful about this is this also has the ability to go very quickly. Now, it's subjective, but let's just put some numbers here. Here's you. Here's your list. You got 4 pages. And in there, you've got 5 in each of those names, okay? And out of these 20, we talked about getting 15% and going through and having those conversations. How hard is it to have that conversation with those people? Let's put some real math to this thing. 20 people, 5 minutes each, it's 100 minutes. That's 5 minutes with each of them, checking up on them, seeing how they've been, checking in on the family, see what things are going, how's work, how's the kids, how's vacation, how's the parents, how's the house. And then after that, you run out of things to talk about. And in that discussion, if you are asking questions correctly, you are going to figure out what is ailing them, what's their big deal, most likely. 5 minutes for that. The rest of the steps are going to take about 15 seconds. 47 seconds is the joke that I always make, okay? So in about 2 hours, 2 man hours, you're going to be able to get through those 20 people. How long is that going to take? It's up to you. It depends on when you want to initiate those 5-minute sequences. When do you want to do that? Now, will some of these conversations go longer? Of course, but that's just the conversation part. That's not what we're doing. Okay? Is it useful to what we're doing? Yes, but the parts that we do off of this page right here, there's not a whole lot of time in filling that out right there, folks. You're going to be spending some time there with the rapport, but that's about it. So back to our list here. You've got 20 people spending 5 minutes with them. That's 2 hours. When we get done with that, the duration of what that's going to take, how many days to get through all that? Let's say it was 2 days. Because y'all don't have 2 hours continuous to be able to go do this. You do, but you're choosing to spend that time on other things because you just got started and you're still trying to assimilate into this thing. Because this is from go. This is from day one and doing it. Now, on day one, did you get yourself? No, on day one, you enrolled. This is why it's so important that you launch your people quickly. So this is the enroll day. That's day one. Then you're going to launch them. And that's usually 48 hours later. So now you're into day 3. And then in day 3, you're going to need about 60 to 90 minutes to get them to fill this out and actually take action and start reaching out to people. And then they get 1 or 2 under their belt and they say, I got it. Now they need to go do the work. Then what they do is they're going to take a couple days off. And then around the 5th day, they're ready to make something happen. And then they run into and they screw up because they try to sell somebody and they forget the system already. And they just say, hey, I got this new business I want you to take a look at. I said, oh, that sounds good. Yeah. Wait, what type of business? I don't have time to do that business, blah, blah. And then it just spirals out of control. And they get a no on that first one. Why? Because they didn't follow the system. And they get through about 5 or 6 and then they're dejected. And then their business partner calls up on them on about day 7 or 8 going, where the hell are you at? I thought we talked about your why. You wrote your why down. You wanted to get a new house. Did you hit the lottery? What happened? I haven't heard from you. Oh, no, I've just been busy. That's the answer all the time. I've been busy. Got a lot of stuff going on. It's summertime. Kids are in. It's always busy. We're talking about 5 minutes here. What's the problem? They think they know what they need to do when they say yes. They're already screwing it up. They're throwing up blueberries on everybody, and it ain't working. They burned through 10 of their people already. Nobody said yes yet. This doesn't work. This is a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. Now they're looking for excuses. Now they're looking for every reason in the world why this won't work. That's the spiral that people go down. You got to intercept that. You got to make sure you're in the trenches with them and make sure they are following the system. You got to make sure you launch them quickly because the clock is ticking. So here's what's possible. You can get somebody enrolled. You can get them to review this information. They can go look at the video on 6/4, on June 4th, and that does a pretty good job of explaining what it is we do. So they can do that at a minimum. You sit down with them and you make them actually take action, fill out this template, and actually do some things, and that's the true launch. But that's kind of their pre-launch and give them the theory of what we do. They can have that set up to look at, and you get in front of them in 24 hours and you make it happen. You stand up to them and say, nope, we need to do this. You got goals, you got things you need to hit, we need to do it. Enforce it. So then after that, they get to work up here. They move this up. And you're there with them in the trenches, making sure they're actually doing the steps, making sure they're reaching out, doing it by text so they don't sit there and throw up on the phone all over them. Once that gets done, they get a couple people to go through this. So from the time that they start contacting people to the time that they get 3 people, I promise you that can be done in a matter of days, 3-4 days to be able to get that done. That's spending 1, 2, or 3 days just figuring out all the stuff. It's that simple to be able to duplicate. You can literally duplicate in 6 days. You can get 3 people. Well, Casey, I haven't done it yet. I get it. Doesn't mean you can't start right now. Print that sheet out 4 times, fill it out. Let's start up again. That's the cool thing about this business. It's not like you burn through it. Oh, I've talked to everybody. BS, you have not. You have not talked to everybody you know, I guarantee it. And if for some magical hypothetical reason that you have, meet a couple new people. Say hi to somebody at work. Go out of your way to chat with them. or don't. If the why isn't big enough, that's cool. Don't do it. No worries. But if you want it bad enough, you'll find some new people to chat with, and you'll find out about them. And when you get it, the day you get it, some people it takes them 2 days to get it. Some people takes them 3 months to understand. Some people never get it. But when you keep focusing on this, that's why I talk about the same stuff over and again. This is the stuff. Get that figured out. 6 days, you can have 3 people. So here's you when you enrolled on day 0, day and number of people. And in day 6, you can have 3 people. In day 12, you can have 9 people. In day 18, you can have 27 people. In day 25, you can have 81 people. And on your 31st day, you can have 243 new people. That's about 350 people in 31 days. What's it based on? This guy got 3. This guy got 3. That one got 3. And that one got 3. This guy got 3. This guy got 3. This guy got 3. This guy got 3. And then that one got 3, that one got 3, and that one got 3. And that's 27. What's everybody doing? They're getting 3. How many does 3 get you? If you can get the time down to 6 days for the next generation to be born, you can almost hit Blue Diamond in 31 days. Is that fast? Yes. But the difference is, what's the foundation, as Brian mentioned? Is it built on quicksand? Or is it built on something that's a system that's got rebar, mortar, and all the stuff that goes into a foundation that's going to make sure it actually sticks around? That's what it's got. So don't stop beating yourself up on the speed at which it goes, but beat yourself up if you ain't taking the action that you need to take. If it's taking a long time, be okay with it if you're following the process because you're figuring out the process. If it's taking a long time because you're not doing anything, that's a different thing. You can answer that, and only you. You know what we need to do. Now it's just a matter of go do it. What causes you to do things? Keeping this to be the main thing. Making sure that this rises in priority on all the other stuff you've got. It all comes down to mindset, folks. I can make this as simple as possible, but if your mind isn't set on what it is that you want to achieve and you haven't visualized that personally, it doesn't matter how many of these you come to or how well and eloquent and great I talk about it, my goofy drawl and all these silly little templates that we come up with doesn't make a bit of difference. It's solely up to you. So we're a little over. I appreciate everybody sticking it out. Let's see what we got here for final chats, and then we will call it a night. Let's see here. Good stuff, Brian. She hit enter. I invited over 200 people to my PBR, so no. When I am trying to build rapport with the 180 that didn't show, lots of they're missing in action. Yeah. Yeah, and Brian nailed it on the follow-up too. If, you know, when you're building rapport, if you're having a chat with them, and when you get into this conversation here, trying to figure it out for those 200 people over here in the rapport step, and they tell you what their thing is, and you get that answer, and then they really want to fix it, and then they don't show up and they ghost you, guess what? They were just kidding. And here's what the problem is. You are a threat to their ego. They told you they want to fix it, and at some level they do. But you are calling them out. By your mere existence, you are calling them out. You are a threat to their little subconscious that has everything all perfectly lined up. They're going to get up tomorrow at 4:30 in the morning. They're going to have their cup of coffee. They're going to go kill themselves in traffic to get there on time. They're going to punch in. They're going to say yes sir and no sir to people that they don't respect and put up with all the nonsense in politics. They're going to go and have lunch when they finally get a moment, and then they're going to be, well, you took a 45-minute lunch. Are you kidding me? That's what they're going to hear from their boss. Then they're going to get back. They're going to be tired as all get out. They're going to force it through the day. They're going to go home. They're going to be irritated because they sit an hour in traffic. They're going to keep doing all that. Why? Because they are grooved into a rut, and they don't want out of it bad enough. If they did, when you asked them, do you want to fix that? They would have been beating you down, trying to steal your phone to call me right away if they really wanted to fix it. It ain't on you. It's on them. And that's how we filter them out. And that's why I'm telling you, 15%, that's a good number. It's a low number, but it's still a good number. You can blow it up. You can blow this business up with 50. And here's the deal. Let's say that you only got 7%. Let's say you got to go through 40 people to get 3. Maybe you got to go through 60 people to get 3. Maybe 100 to get 3. If you go through 100 people and you're doing it like this, we need to review because there is something seriously broken. It ain't going to be that bad. But even if it was, is it worth it? Yeah, because you only need 3. And find 3 that want it as bad as you do and keep on going. The problem is, do they want it as bad as you? That's the worst thing that still crushes me to this day, when people don't want it as bad as me. You can't want it for them worse than they want it for themselves. You can hope to influence them. You can hope to say some neat words to really get them to pay attention to it. And that's a pretty special skill if you can pull that off. But you can't want it. And when it's all said and done, you ain't going to convince them. You're not going to do that. They're going to do what they're going to want to do. Be a lighthouse. Don't be a tugboat. Now, is it a grind? Is it a slog? It can be sometimes, or it can go smooth as butter like I just showed on the other screen. It is up to you to choose how you want to go through it. So, but I promise you it's worth it. Every single step along the way is worth it. The skills that you will build in this, doing this, as long as you just stick with it. And the other part is just, folks, a little bit of clarity on the time scale of things. If you look at the total summation of recorded history of the human beings, I'm going to go a little bit longer. If y'all need to drop off, feel free and watch the replay of this. But I want to share this with you. I listened to this the other day, and I heard it once before, and I'm going to see if I nail it down. But if you take, if you take the entire time of space of the universe, 4, 6 billion years, however many billion years it is, and you make it 1 Earth year, okay? And you look at, for every day is like, I think it's every day is like 12 million years or something like that. And you work through all of that. If you look at when the dinosaurs show up on the calendar, it's like December 25th or December 15th, and they're gone by December 25th on this big scale. That's when the dinosaurs showed up. They came and went. If you look at human, even the most, looking at all the science behind it and finding all the fossils and all this stuff, the thing that even looked kind of like a human being, and you figure out when we showed up, it was at like 11:45 at night on the last day of the year. And if you look at recorded history of what we've been actually writing stuff down, it's like the last 15 seconds of the last day of the year. That's how long we've been around for all of recorded history, okay? So just to put some things into context here, if this takes you more than 3 or 4 months or 2 years to figure out, it's cool. You're going to be 2 years older anyway. And is it worth it? You darn Skippy, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. But here's what I also promise you. If you quit, you're going to quit on this, you're going to quit on the next thing, and on the next thing, and on the next thing. Figure it out. It's been figured out. It works. It's here. It's done. It just needs you to believe in yourself that you can do it. I know you can do it. I know every single person on here can do it. Just keep fighting, keep doing it, keep learning it, keep coming here, keep asking questions, and then go put it into action. Come up with a plan, take the action, review what happened with somebody that knows, and then make adjustments. And that will cause it to go even faster. But folks, don't worry about some made up time limit that you're going to put on this thing and stress yourself out because it's not happening at that speed. Just give it some time. It's worth it, and keep pushing on this thing. All right, folks, we went over. I appreciate y'all being on here. Hopefully this was helpful for y'all today. Kind of a couple different topics we went over. Let's see what the last one's. Good. Okay, awesome. All right, everybody. I want to unmute the line so y'all can say good night. And we will not be having Power Hour on Saturday because of homecoming. And then we will be back at it on Monday night. And looking forward to seeing you all then, and looking forward to seeing you all in Chicago. That's going. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will talk to y'all next time. Have a good night.
Thanks, Casey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stud Muffin.
You cracked me up, man. Appreciate your help.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Good night.
I like the chicken.
It's pretty funny. It's my dog's toy.